civil war fought between two nations. This time it was a civil war between states.
Although the Declaration of Independence states that all men are created equal, thousands of people had no freedom at all.
Oh look, I just went to kidsclick.com and found out more about that. By 1860, there were more than 150,000 free blacks living in the Chesapeake region, most of them living in Baltimore City. Some of them had been freed by their masters and some escaped from slavery. Once they were free, their children were considered free as well.
That's all very interesting. What does that all have to do with the telescope in here? Do you think we're supposed to look at the stars? Maybe we can see Mars tonight.
But what does that have to do with slavery? Who invented the telescope? I know how to find out. I'm checking out ask.com to try to figure this out.
Well, I already checked out ask.com, and I learned that the telescope was invented in the 1600s, but it was a free black man, Benjamin Banneker, who used it to make calculations on his almanac from 1791 to 1796. Benjamin Banneker was born in Baltimore in 1731 and was probably the best known African American in all early United States history.
That's right. I was an astronomer and I helped map out and plan the city of Washington, D.C. I also built a working clock from studying the picture of a pocket watch, and this clock kept almost perfect time for 50 years.
Serve my
find something you've already learned in social studies.
Look at this quilt. I think it's a map. It's hard to read. It's so big. How could you follow it? There's no key or compass rose. There are pictures of houses and trees and streams and mountains, but no words.
That paper looks really old too. Who could have drawn it? What are those tally marks in the corner?
This must be one of those messages Harry Tubman sent to her friends in the north to let them know how many escaped slaves she was bringing to freedom. That paper is probably one of her secret messages.
Harriet Tubman? Who was that? Has anyone already gone online to find about her too? Maybe we should use Wikipedia this time.
Wikipedia? We learned in computer class to never use that site. It's not unreliable. But I did go back to kidsclick.com and learn that Harriet Tubman was one of the most famous slaves ever. After she escaped from slavery, she helped free over 300 slaves on the Underground Railroad.
Underground Railroad? How can a railroad run underground? I didn't even know they had trains in those days.
The Underground Railroad wasn't a rail train. It was a secret system set up by Freebots and Whites to help escape slaves to the north. Underground is named to its
I think Harry Tubman's right over there.
They call me Black Roses. I risked my life many times over to help my family members escape to freedom. On the way, I took many other slaves to a railroad completely. The journey to the north was hard and treacherous.